Hey,
Already
what's going on, everybody? What's up, WTF family? How y'all feeling
good,
today?
y'all. What's good,
It's
y'all? What's good, y'all?
yes. I am Coach Dimitri, and this is not Mr. WTF, as you see right here. This is our social media manager, Josh.
Yes, sir.
He was
Yes,
on
sir.
the show one time before. We had to bring him back up again to just to bless y'all with his presence and to really let y'all get familiar with who Josh is as a person and just get some insight on what he feels about success. But before I jump into that, Josh, if you want to just give a brief introduction of, who you are, what your journey was in the WTF Academy, what you're doing now, just so people know who is up here on stage with me.
Well, if you guys didn't know, my name is Joshua. Well, you can call me Josh if you want. But throughout like the WTF Academy, I've been like learning a lot of stuff. I didn't expect me to get this position as a social media manager, but I got the position, and I'm doing so. It's like so easy, man. It's better than like going to work and just standing on your feet the whole time. Like, nah, I don't like that. So, I'm Joshua. You know, you didn't see here, um, one of my brothers in here as well, or the email. What was it? Email.
Yeah, he's so Xavier, he's the content guy. Xavier kind of he's gonna be running the podcast also. We haven't kicked that off yet, so we kind of dropped some alpha news, some precursors right there. But yeah, we have a podcast coming, and Xavier, he's also helping us out with the email campaigns, and Josh and Xavier are helping us out with the funnel management and getting all the book funnels and everything set up. So yeah, they are both brothers, and they both went through the WTF Mentorship Academy, and they expressed that they were looking to assume leadership positions. And one of our mottos at WTF is we always look to promote from within first. So that's kind of how that goes. We bring in new mentees, and then we train them up through the curriculum. And the select few that do show interest and they want to, take on leadership roles, and if we do have them available, and if they're compatible with the mentee's personality and their skill set, then we'll, definitely do our best to find an opening for any, mentees that are expressing interest in working with us, not for us. We are a team. We all work together in, this whole organization, in this academy, to make it run and make it thrive. And this kind of really segues into our discussion for today, which is about 3 factors for success. So before I kind of jump into my spiel, like Josh, what do you feel like is what do you consider to be success for you personally?
Kind of just living like a life of freedom, I guess, and having like you could take care of yourself without any worries or whatever, and you could take care of others, like your kids or whatever, like your family, without like having to like start hustling and all that other stuff. You already have your own money, and
Hmm.
you kind of just free. You know what I mean?
Man, you hit the nail right on the head. The first thing you said was freedom. And many times, a lot of us tend to compare ourselves and to compare our lives to other people that we see on social media. I mean, because quite frankly, everything is visible nowadays. And, we tend to, as humans, compare ourselves to how other people are living. And many times we don't understand that everybody is all in different phases of their life. Or I like to compare it to, we are at different chapters of the book of life, right? So Josh, you're in the earlier chapters, and I'm in my mid chapter. So it wouldn't be fair for you to compare yourself to what I've accomplished
Right.
in, double the time that I've been on earth than you have, probably more than double. So um it's very important to, ground yourself in what you personally believe success is for you, so that way that you won't get disgruntled trying to compare your definition of success to what somebody else has achieved, because we're all different people with different goals and things like that. So yeah, that's a spot on description of success. And now we have Xavier, our email marketing slash podcast guru. What's going on, Xavier? How you feeling today?
What's going on? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling amazing today.
Yes, yes, I love it. You're outside, it's beautiful weather, so absolutely, I love to see it. So yeah, before we jump into the three factors of success, like I asked Josh, what's his definition of success? So would you mind blessing the audience with your version of success for you personally?
My personal definition for success for me is accomplishing all your dreams, all your passions, and fulfilling them to the most high. And after, in that sense of feeling you get from accomplishing all the do, the freedom that you get from all the repercussions that came from accomplishing your dreams, and maybe all the money that might come with it too. All of those things is that's just the epitome of success to me.
Hey, I love the fact that that you did mention money at the end, but do y'all see and I didn't prime them to answer this particular way, but I'm just showing you all the connection between the answers that they gave and the content that they've absorbed over the past months, and actually completing the program, and going further into actually putting that content that they've learned into actual use and applying that into their careers. So let's go ahead into this first factor of success, which is have a vision and a plan, and don't just have a desire. Most people wake up in the morning, they say, I want to get rich. Like, okay,
Mhm.
that's cool. Like, I want the fastest car. I want the nicest looking spouse. I mean, those are all cool desires and everything like that. But do you have a vision? Do you really envision yourself with those things that you say that you desire? And more importantly, do you have a plan of action? Because we all know, we always tell our mentees that action takers are money makers, right? And if you don't have a plan of action to execute on your desires, then your desire is a desire without action is delusion, right? You have to put your feet to the pavement and make those steps towards the destination that you see yourself at. So I'm going to talk briefly about the process and how that looks of going from having a desire to actually making that desire come to pass. So first, you must have a desire. Obviously, you must have some type of burning fire inside of you to achieve something. Then you must have a vision, right? So once you have a desire to do something, you must envision yourself actually mentally living the life that you see yourself living. Then you must actually breathe life into that vision. You can't just, okay, I have a vision, I see myself there. Okay, now you have to start to formulate the plans of action. You have to start to breathe life through action into those into that vision, right? And then once you have a plan for action, then you must execute. You have to execute. You have to take action, y'all. And then once you take action, you need to hold yourself accountable, right? Um, as far as you all's like, so let me start with you, Josh. Like, as far as your desire and your vision for your life, but like before you started the WTF Academy and program, what was your desire and your vision for your life prior to you knowing what you know now?
Um, really, just having a fast car, pretty much. Like just like social media, like back then, like when people used to rap and all that, like, well, they still do, but like, they used to just show off diamonds and just cars and all that other stuff. I was like, man,
Mhm.
that's cool. I want to do that, but like now that I think about it, like that stuff really doesn't even matter. Really, it's like that's just
Mhm.
a asset. You know what I mean? It's nothing really like. I mean, they hold a little value, but it's not like. like your business or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you really
Mm,
get your business foundation now and you like get the money to do all the other stuff, because you can spend your money on other things to make you money. You know what I mean? Make more
mm.
money for you. But like getting like diamond change and all that stuff, I mean that can be cool. But like, you know, busting down like a Rolex really, like, I think it pretty much just loses its value pretty much. But
And how old are you talking like this? Talking about assets and losing value in your assets and what what are you 15, 16? How old are you?
I'm 15. I'm 15.
15. When I was 15, I wasn't talking nothing about no assets and nothing like that. Talking about stuff is losing value. I was, like you were saying, I was trying to follow the stuff that I saw on TV with the rappers and the influencers and things like that. Man, that's just a taste of, what your team is going to be talking like if you put them in this academy, y'all. This is a 15-year-old was talking nothing like this before he took the curriculum, and now his whole mindset has shifted from buying bust down rollies to putting that money to work for him into assets so he can sit back and be free. That's incredible. That's a powerful testimony. Xavier, man. So as far as your desires and your vision for your life before you joined WTF, how has that changed from before you took the curriculum to present day?
Well, my passion to begin with was to always be a superstar, always to be having all these number one albums, and number one singles, and be touring all across the earth, selling out stadiums, performing at award shows, and doing the Super Bowl, and this is that third. Like I wanted to be as big as our current top stars. Like that has always been a dream ever since I was a little youngin'. Now I feel like I still want to do all those things, don't get me wrong. However, once I get to that stature, I would like to create my own record company. And my record company, that's like my main end goal in life in general, is to create my own record company. And just like your regular company, like your Virgin Records, your other record companies that are known well, who have big artists on their labels, and I wanted to be able to start my own and build it up. Not even build it up, not necessarily have to be built up from the ground, but something that is mine.
Absolutely.
Something, putting my own seat at the table, creating my own table, or
Mm,
even having just a slice of the pie or creating the pie myself. It's just
mm,
getting into the room,
mm.
probably now taking control of the room, and now having that access to the music industry. Because apparently, from what everyone here, the music industry is a shady business. And why, be the product of someone else when you can just become, you know, the maker,
your
the
own
creator?
Absolutely. Nah, man, that's super powerful. And one thing I did catch that you said was, you caught yourself. You went from, oh, I want to have a seat at the table to, hold on, wait a minute, I can build my own table, and then I can invite who I want to come to my table. That's a whole mindset shift, and that's powerful. And Xavier, how old are you?
I'm 17.
17. Come on, 15 and 17, talking like moguls. That's man, I'm super excited. Let me go ahead and move on because we halfway through the show. So this is what a very, very small sample of what your team's transformation will look like in just 12 weeks of joining the WTF mentorship, y'all. Hit us up in the DMs right now. Hit us up in the comments if you want more information about our mentorship and academy. All right, so
Share this
all right.
live, y'all. Share this live. Share this live.
Absolutely. Share the live. You heard the social media manager. All right. So we talked about having a vision and a plan of action. So the plan of action, I'm gonna go ahead and speak on that. So the plan of action that we have in place to help you guys, Josh and Xavier, achieve the goals and the vision that you just stated for yourself, is that we're grooming you right now to take on leadership roles within the organization by giving you all responsibilities to be able to get yourself more in tune with actually running your own company and being in charge of your own employees, your own departments, and actually knowing how business works. So no matter if you want to be a social media manager or a music recording artist, it's still business. Business is business. All right. And there's certain components that you need to have in place and certain fundamentals that you need to learn to be able to be successful in that. So by you taking on these leadership roles, they're definitely going to put you in a place where you're taking action each and every day, as you both know. And then that's going to further progress you into executing on your own plans. And then most importantly, once you execute, you have to be consistent with that. And in order to be consistent with execution, you must do something very important. And that leads us to the second factor of obtaining success for yourself. And that is being self-accountable. Being self-accountable, that basically means that, hey, I say that I'm going to do something and I'm gonna hold myself to that. I'm going to make sure that I put the systems in place. I put the notes in my phone, how I always say that y'all should do, to keep yourself always on top of whatever task that you have going on. And, that's just one part of being self-accountable, but also mentally, you must be able to self-evaluate any mistakes that you make, any errors that you make. You must be able to sit down in your quiet time and really just sit back and really be honest with yourself and say, what could I have done better to get the results that I say that I want for myself? What could I have done differently to move me forward, to move the needle forward, so that I can help myself to accomplish any, goals, and to help myself push myself further to the vision that I see myself in the future. All right. So we talk about often in the WTF Academy, guys, about turning losses into lessons. Do you have any situations? It doesn't have to be with business. It can be with sports or music. Do you have any stories or any like situations where you had to switch your mind over from, okay, I didn't do too well in this situation. I'm not going to think of it as a loss, though. I'm going to learn from it and turn that into a lesson. Do you have anything that you can share with us, Josh?
I have one thing.
Okay.
So during my track season, I used to do hurdles. Well, I started doing hurdles. I stopped, obviously, but I was running up in practice, right? And I jumped over the hurdle, but I like my trail leg got caught, which is your trail leg. When you jump over the hurdle, your first leg goes over, and then your like the second leg is your trail leg that pulls over the hurdle. My trail leg got caught in the hurdle, and unfortunately, I fell. I fell pretty hard. You know what I mean? That night I had to think to myself. It was like, do I really do hurdles? You know what I mean? Am I really a hurdle guy? So I was like, maybe I should try something else. You know what I mean? And ultimately, I was saying that. So like, there's always problems. Like, from what I learned from that, there's always problems that you have to get over. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta try some new stuff. Hurdles. I tried it, didn't really do good at it. You know what I mean? Had to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And the next one ultimately you do good at. So like, you know what I mean? So if something doesn't work out for you and you're like trying your hardest to like figure out how to fix that, and you just can't seem to fix it, you know what I mean? Move on to the next thing, and anything the next thing might do good for you. You know what I mean? It might do good for you. And ultimately in track, it did good for me. You know what I mean? I moved to sprinting, and I did good. I got me some medals, you know what I mean? And first place wins, and
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. No, that's a powerful testimony, man. And what that says to me is that you could have easily said, "Dang, I bust my butt on this track because I tried hurdles and that it really is not working out for me. I'm gonna just throw up my hands and just, give up track. But you didn't do that. You found another alternative. You were dedicated to, track, but you was like, okay, there's another lane, pun intended. There's another
Yeah.
lane that I can go down in track. So you were adamant about finding a solution to the problem. And my grandma always says, and she's here, thankfully, still. She's in her 80s, but she has a lot of wisdom. And she always says there's always a solution to the problem. And that always sticks with me. And so I always try to gear my mind to finding the solutions instead of finding the problems and things that I'm trying to accomplish. So definite powerful testimony, Josh. And Xavier, do you have anything that you want to share with the audience about how you turn a perceived loss into a lesson that you use to prepare yourself?
Definitely. I have one that is in regards to school. So, for those that do not know, I am in junior ROTC at school. And we have basically, if you don't know what junior ROTC is, it's basically like military, but for high schoolers. So they have basically certain military things. They have rank, everything, the whole the whole thing in high school. So particular, let's say May 2021. I think that's correct. May 2022. 2022. May 2022, we get promoted to our next rank, which is, I want to say, cadet airman first class, which is an E3. I lose my promotion
Mm,
because I did not follow the rules
Mm.
mm,
out of something because I chose not to read the school handbook. It was a personal decision I made because I'm like, I don't need to read this handbook. I don't do nothing. I just, hey, stay out of trouble. I did something that the handbook did not allow, got detention, and detention means you lose your promotion. So,
mm,
well, now I'm back to an E2, and which is just a regular airman. And now I'm surrounded by all these folks who have higher rank than me. So now I'm like considered a lesser with more experience. So I guess I just decided I'm just gonna push through, continue to show my potential because that's all I can do. It's not like I got kicked out of junior ROTC. I still have a chance to make it up. So I'm just gonna apply myself and work hard and maybe accomplish whatever I'm, you know, maybe get back up in the runnings. So January 2023 comes around, which is our first promotion for the 2022 to the 2023 school year. And we're all getting promoted. So remember, I got promoted to an E3, then demoted to an E2. So I'm
mm,
now currently an E2. During the January 2023 ceremony, I get promoted from an E2 to an E7, which is a master sergeant, a cadet master sergeant. Out of nowhere, out of the hoopla, we everyone was just as shocked as I am. But
That's dope.
it shows, and what I took from that is don't give up because you mess up.
Mm,
Whatever, if you messed up, take it as an L and turn that L into a W.
mm,
Because I could have left it, gave up. Because that was what I was originally going to do. I'm not going to lie. I was just originally going to, like, and if this don't work out, I'm just going to drop it. We'll
mm,
just move on, do something else. But I stayed in it for that semester, worked hard, and put my best foot forward. And they saw that, and they said, "Well, we did demote you, but now we're going to promote you beyond our standards. So
Ooh.
now I was a master sergeant in January 2023. But now, as of right now, I am a part of top 5 as
Top
a chief
5.
master sergeant.
Let's get it. Let's go. Hey, y'all, listen, you can't make
Uh,
these stories up. We have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old overcoming mental obstacles, mental challenges, life's challenges to get where they know that they are destined to be. Now, you can't tell me that we're not changing lives here. And you can't tell me that we're not going to change your child's life as well. Hit us up. Hit us up in these comments. Hit us up in the DMs to get more information about WTF Academy. What's the formula? We got the formulas for success. And before we log off, we got one more factor for success, and that is we must be strong and you cannot quit. There's no really need for me to go deeper into this. We talked about how, Josh overcame the obstacle of running track. He endeavored into hurdles, figured out quickly that it wasn't for him. He could have quit. He could have threw in the towel. He could have just said, hey, I'm going to just sit at home and play video games all day. But he said, no, I'm determined to be that guy in track. And he found his specialty in track. He found what he was good at. Xavier, man, like, dude, your story is remarkable. Like, from being demoted to being promoted beyond the standards. Like, dude, like, you could have easily quit when you got demoted and got the detention, and you could have said, hey, it's the teacher fault. The teacher don't like me. But no, you took self-responsibility. You were self-accountable and said, hey, I messed up. I'm going to continue to go hard and do what I need to do to get to where I'm going to be in this ROTC. And guess what? You stuck with it. The people who had the power to elevate you and to promote you, they did so because they saw your consistency and they saw that you had the characteristics of a leader, which is why they promoted you to that level. So yeah, y'all, be strong and do not quit. Failure is not an option. So just as a recap for the 3 factors of success, before we get to the 3 factors, you must understand what success is to you, and your definition of success absolutely does not have to look like anybody else's definition of success. The first factor of success is you must have a vision and a plan of action in place and not just have a desire, because remember, a desire without action is delusion. All right. Factor number 2, you must hold yourself accountable. You must accept responsibility for the things that you can control, and for the things that you know that you need to improve on. Take a step back, take a deep breath, relax, and really be honest with yourself about what you could have done better. And that entails essentially understanding that the L that you took is not a loss if you actually learn from the lesson. If you learn from your lesson, it's not a loss. I'm sorry. If you learn from your loss, it is not a loss. It is a lesson. So you must always take the time to be honest with yourself and understand what that L actually is. And it's a lesson. So learn from it. And last but not least, be strong and do not quit. You must be resilient. I have 7 tattoos, and one of my last ones is on my rib cage, and it says resilient. I'm not proud of my tattoos, not bragging, but when I was in that phase of my life, I was like, I've been through a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and get resilient tattooed on me. I wish I never did that, but it's neither here nor there. But I'm just letting you all know that resilience is in my blood. Literally, is on me. So I'm not preaching what I'm not practicing. All right, so that's the 3 factors of success for today. Shout out to the social media manager, Josh, who's a little tired right now. He's young, he needs a nap. And then Mr. Xavier, our content creation, email marketing, podcast creator, king. So until next time, y'all, hit us up in the comments, hit us up in our DMs, share this live far and wide. And we look forward to seeing you on the inside of the WTF Mentoring Academy. Till next Wednesday, talk to y'all later.
See y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.